welcome to today's episode of The Sports Break on RVNTV.tv. Sorry we are a little bit behind 9 o'clock. There have been some technical difficulties. You can always count on technology when you need it, of course. Not at all. But it is Friday, so you know what that means. I'm your host, Renee Washington, and of course, joining me today is a special guest. But this special guest, much like last week, is not in the studio with me. I'm sitting here by myself. But we have Terrance Dixon from Richmond, Virginia. He is a videographer down at NBC 12 in Richmond. He also has his own podcast, In the Mix, and he now has just been accepted to work with FM radio for his own new gig. So Terrance, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's nice to have you here. So how about you just talk to us about what your new radio gig is with FM radio?
I can't tell you that yet. I really can't. Good. I can tell you about the podcast, but we just signed the papers. I can't ruin it.
All right, we won't spoil it. You guys will have to wait and see what is going on down in Richmond. But you can tell us about your podcast, which is a great podcast with news and sports. Tell us a little bit about In the Mix.
Okay, well, basically, the whole concept behind it was that we wanted to give you sports and entertainment at the same time, not just one or the other. So, our little motto is like stay woke, stay trendy, and stay updated. In the mix with, a lot of different topics. On Wednesdays, we have a live DJ mix from 11 to 11:30. And then on Sundays, we have a talk show where we just talk gossip, talk about sports, anything, you name it. You can call in if you want to. We've been trying to get you to call in, but you never answer the phone. Your phone is dead. But anyways.
Well, excuse me.
But we just talk anything, Kyrie's trade, or it could be Kim Kardashian, anything. You name it, we're gonna find you and we're gonna talk about you.
I like that. So it's a wide range of things, and that's something that you don't see often. I mean, a lot of news today is either just news, just sports, just music or entertainment, but you kind of are in the mix with everything and keeping people involved.
There you go.
I like that. That's nice. All right, so let's take it back a little bit and talk about how you got to this point. So you played 3 sports growing up, and we talk a lot on our show about how sports can take you to so many different paths, and beyond just being a professional athlete or playing in college, sports can take you to music like our guest from last week. Sports can take you to broadcasting like myself and Terrance. What was your path in terms of playing 3 sports and then moving on beyond that?
Okay, well, in high school I played football, basketball, and track. It kept me out of, a lot of crime and a lot of negative stuff. Granted, I didn't grow up in the worst place where there's a lot of crime, but at the same time, my cousins and family live in D.C., so I see a lot of crime. So I use sports as an outlet to get me to, just to build character and to stay out of crime and stuff like that. I didn't really get any scholarships just because when I was younger, I had the dumb mindset of like a little jock. If it wasn't D1, I wasn't going there, so that was great. I got student loans. I'd be great. Man, it's ridiculous. But, it really built character. It got me to college. Then at VCU, I played a VCU club team, traveled around, got a sense of brotherhood, and, it's really built me to who I am today. It actually led to me where being a journalist, because doing sports, I've seen how it gives an outlet to other people. So I just want to tell their stories and how it can influence others too as well.
Nice. Now, I won't hold it against you that you went to VCU because I went to LaSalle. And so my team, when playing soccer at LaSalle, we would always play VCU. So, yeah, you should know this.
But yeah, TT Carey? That's my man. We played
Yes!
Yes. Small world.
Exactly. So, VCU and LaSalle are A10 schools. So I do have respect for VCU. It's a great school, beautiful campus, a spot where we won 2 of our championships. But
I still stink.
But anyways, so you were able to use sports to keep you guided and focused to stay, doing the right thing, stay out of trouble, and then eventually seeing how other broadcasters were working with you guys and your teammates and yourself to kind of pursue broadcasting and modeling. So you have been, we have to talk about it, because there's more beyond just broadcasting and sports. You're also a model, and you are now a big model. So talk to us about your modeling career.
I mean, I just started in April or May. Just because broadcasting, pays the bills doesn't mean, I can use the extra money. I'm just saying. But, I liked it. Actually, it got me to, a little bit of FM radio to where I'm at now, networking with people, just meeting the right people. So it's actually very fun. It's exciting, besides, photos and stuff like that, I actually do runway. I do other events where I'm in the community giving back. So it's actually more than just modeling, what you think. It's actually a lot of hard work. You got to do the right walk, poses. I mean, like my instructor, she is tough. If it don't look good, she's like, no, do it again. I'm like, oh my goodness. But it's a good time. I didn't think he's gonna bring that up, but you kind of got me on that one.
I had to. All right, so what's harder, modeling or being an athlete?
Oh, sure. No, I'm just kidding. This athlete, you got 5 a.m. practices, then you got 11 a.m. Workout, then you got evening practice, then you got study hall. And being an athlete is tough. Granted, I didn't do all that in college, but I know a lot of family members and friends who did it. You may even know my cousin, my aunt, Debbie Dixon. She's scored the most points in Virginia Union history ever for women.
Oh,
so
sounds
shout out to her. But seeing her go through all that, I know how tough it is. So I commend y'all. I commend you because you play soccer. So I know you know how it is.
Yes, it is very tough. It's a lot of balance is the biggest thing. So, I was hoping you would say sports because modeling is fun, but it doesn't compare. I mean, I did model myself, but it does not compare to the typical sports schedule. So, what's next for you? I mean, you are now accepted into this FM radio gig that you can't tell us about, which is fine. But what's kind of your hopes moving forward as you get farther into broadcasting and journalism?
Maybe to make it to satellite radio, maybe have my own show, maybe on ESPN, maybe, kind of like His and Hers or something like that. They started in the garage, so who knows? Sky's the limit from here. I just really like to own my own thing, be my own boss, and just, give other people opportunities just like someone gave me opportunity.
Yeah. And what was last question, not you, then we'll move on. But what was the biggest hurdle that you have faced in getting to where you are now? I mean, nothing that anyone does in life comes easy. And there's something that's a setback, something that's, some type of adversity that you have to face to get to the next step. So what's something that you've kind of dealt with along your journey?
Probably just finding the right niche and finding the right job. There's always someone telling you your voice is not good, or your look is not good, something about you is not good. So, you apply to a lot of jobs, everyone tells you no. But, you can't get discouraged. It's very easy to get discouraged. I'm not going to lie to you. I just get discouraged all the time. But at the end of the day, someone's going to believe in you. Someone's going to tell you that yes. And then after a while, you can be like, man, all of y'all were just haters. I'm glad someone finally took a chance and believed in me. So right. I think finding the right niche and the right job in the right area, where you fit in and what you're good at is probably like the hardest thing.
Nice. So for those of you that are watching, to take a line from Michael Jackson, you are not alone. Sorry, I wasn't ready to sing. But no, seriously, all jokes aside, whatever you're dealing with in your life, whatever adversity you're going through, it is only there to make you stronger. And that's something that you've dealt with and lived and seen, Terrance, and something I know I have too. But you're not alone in whatever your struggle is. And whatever it is that you're trying to get to, that final destination, you're going to have some peaks and valleys, you're going to have some struggles, but you'll get there. So we're going to go to a quick break. When we do get back, we're going to stop talking about Terrance and start, you're welcome, and start talking about the NFL, the NBA, and some predictions for what we think is going to happen this season. We'll be right back after this break.
Most of the time, it's easy to know which option is better. Other times, not so much. So it's good to know that Mazola corn oil has 4 times more cholesterol-blocking plant sterols than olive oil. And a recent study found that it can help lower cholesterol 2 times more. Take care of those you love and cook deliciously. Mazola makes it better.
La Esperanza Mexican Restaurant and Bar, the best authentic Mexican restaurant in South Jersey. Your friends and family will enjoy the fun and the food, like our staple guacamole, tamales, and ceviche. Our weekday lunch special is just $7.99. We also offer Saturday and Sunday brunch. Enjoy the largest selection of tequilas in South Jersey, Mexican beers, bottle and draft beers, fresh margaritas, and daily beer and margarita specials. La Esperanza Mexican Restaurant and Bar, family owned and operated since 2002.
Hi, I'm Becky.
And I'm Eric.
And this is Cooked and Uncorked.
It is.
It is. And you can check us out Mondays at 10:30.
10:30 every Monday.
See you there.
Welcome back to the Sports Break. I'm your host, Renee Washington, and joining me on this Friday is our guest all the way from Richmond, Virginia, Terrance Dixon. We just talked about his sports career, his modeling career, and his work in news and sports down at NBC 12 in Richmond. And now, Terrance, because we have been talking about the NFL, all of the divisions, we went through all 8. We talked about our predictions for how each team is going to do this season. So I have to ask you, in keeping with that theme, who do you think that we're going to see come February in the Super Bowl as the top team? Who's your prediction?
Obviously, the Patriots. You can't overlook them. I mean, they got Tom Brady. They just picked up Cooks. They got Gronk coming back healthy. If they can potentially stay healthy this whole season, they might lose one game at that. I'm not a Patriots fan by any means. I hate the Patriots, to be honest. I'm a hater. I hate them just because they're good. That's to be honest. I'm tired of seeing the same team in there. Hopefully, maybe my Redskins can make a jump.
Oh, gosh.
I know they won't, but hey, look. Each year I have high expectations, but then it goes down by like game 4. And then I cuss out the TV like I'm the coach. But hey, I think the sleepers this year probably could be Tennessee. I mean,
okay.
they picked up their defense. They picked up a few receivers. This may be a bold statement, but Marcus Mariota, he could be, top 5 runner for MVP. Don't quote me on that.
What?
He has Eric Decker. They drafted some receivers. They got a good running game. They got a dynamic duo back there.
Okay.
Their running backs. They got DeMarco Murray, and then the former trophy winner, Derrick Henry. So I mean, they got a little bit of everything. The team is loaded. The sky's the limit for them, but obviously, can nobody see Tom Brady and his team?
Yeah, I mean, that's as an Eagles fan, it does pain me to see
Eagles. Y'all.
All right, you're a Redskins fan, so I don't want to hear it. I feel like our teams are pretty similar in that they disappoint you. You have, if you're the Eagles last year to start off so strong, and then we're like, yes, everyone's on the Wentz wagon. Everyone's thinking this is the year. We have Carson Wentz to lead us, and then they drop off and ended up, 7-9? So for you
should be used to that.
Yeah, I am. I expect nothing from them. But to see the Patriots win every year, not every year, but it's been 2 years, in the last 3 years, I think it was. I don't know if anyone can knock them off. I don't see it right now. Tom Brady, for being 40 years old, is not playing his age at all. You saw him celebrate his 40th birthday this summer, yet when he steps on that field, I bet he'll look like he's 27. So the hardest thing is nobody can stop them. Their offensive line is strong. Even Gronk not being there in the Super Bowl last year, they were still able to come back and beat the Falcons like that. So I don't know. The Raiders, there are these different teams we've been talking about. I don't know if they have the ability to, throughout the entire season, keep up and then beat them in the Super Bowl.
Well, they have the ability to. You just have to stay healthy. Like last year, I think we did beat them in the regular season. And I actually had them going to the Super Bowl in my playoff bracket. But Derek Carr, got hurt. I think he broke his leg. So that kind of ruined my bracket, and I actually lost some money. I made some money. I probably should have said that on air. But, so, I have the Raiders and New England going pretty far. Hopefully this year I can get my revenge and maybe they get knocked off. But the way it's looking, a lot of reports are saying that the Patriots could go, undefeated this season.
Yes. Yeah, so the Patriots on paper, as I said yesterday in our show, for those of you that watched, on paper they actually have the best team that they've had in the last 10 years. Yeah. So they look like a team that can go 16-0, but they also have a very tough second half of their season where they're on the road 5 out of 6 games traveling to all over the country, Denver, Pittsburgh, different spots. So that part may affect them a little bit, but I still don't see them losing more than 2 or 3 games. I mean, I just don't think it's going to happen. And unfortunately, I don't know who else can keep up with them. I mean, watching the Raiders season last year when Derek Carr got injured, to me, it was like, I felt like I got stabbed in the heart. Because that was a team that I was rooting for. Because I gave up on the Eagles. So I was like, all right, who's left that I think can win and has a good chance? And I love the way the Raiders play. I think they're a very exciting team to watch. And then seeing how Derek Carr went down week 16, ooh, that's painful. So if they can stay healthy, who knows? Maybe this is their year to, to knock off the Patriots. Knock on wood.
If they don't do it, no one else will.
Yeah.
In the AFC. Maybe in the NFC, I give out 2 teams.
Okay.
Maybe 3. One of us hurt me to say this, but the first one is probably Green Bay. Because, they got Aaron Rodgers. Who's going to stop him? He's amazing, to be honest. Like, he has no team when they get hurt.
Yeah.
And he just pulls the wins out from anywhere. Like, he's just good. Then you got, I don't really know what to say this because I'm a Redskins fan, but the Cowboys really
I knew you were going to say that.
I hate to say it. I'm
not the Cowgirls.
To this day, I'll tell me stuff. But since I'm on TV, I got be honest.
Okay.
I'm going to say the Cowboys have a chance, but with Ezekiel Elliott out, a few games,
yes,
that could mess up
that
the
definitely
season.
hurts.
Not a season, but the first record. But then again, who knows? They might play good.
Yeah.
Then the final team I would say is New Orleans, just because they got Adrian Peterson. The offense, is pretty good, but the defense, they're okay. But with the offense, they have Drew Brees, Adrian. They lost Cooks, but
yeah.
Their offense is still good. It'll probably be a shootout, whoever they play, just because their defense is not the best. But those are only 2 or 3 teams I will see probably the NFC East. Maybe taking them down. I'll be lying if I say the Redskins are going there. We barely might make the playoffs. If we do, we probably lose Green Bay again. They always got our number, or Seattle. So those are only 3 teams I could see. Hopefully the Raiders in the AFC can knock them down.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't really see anyone knocking the Patriots down.
Yeah.
I like seeing, the underdog come in and win.
Right, right.
I forgot the Falcons on purpose. Just because, they lost Kyle Shanahan.
Yes. And their last year. So.
He's a head coach down in San Francisco. So
yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do to rebuild the offense.
That's true. All right, well, let's switch gears a little bit because I'm getting tired of talking about the Patriots. And you mentioned the Cowboys, so I'm definitely tired of talking about that. But now, I do agree with you on your football teams. But switching gears into the NBA, there's been a lot going on this offseason. Through the free agency period, through trades, a lot of changes have been made. In fact, the look of the league is completely different. The teams that we saw last year and the teams that were competing for the top of the Eastern and Western Conference are now completely new teams, minus the Cavs and the Warriors. So, given all the changes that have been made, and as of recent with the Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie Irving trade that I love, who do you think is going to be the top team come, the end of the season? That's going to be hoisting up that trophy with Doris Burke.
Are the top 2 teams or the championship?
All right, I'll give you top two.
It's still going to be the Warriors and the Cavaliers. We can't, we just can't forget how the Cavs have chemistry, even though they traded one of their top players. The rest of the team has chemistry. Losing one player could do a lot for a team, but when you have 2 other superstars on the team,
right,
it'll do a lot. And then you can't mention, a lot of people is forgetting this. They gave up Jay Crowder, who's a defensive stopper. A lot of times he guarded LeBron when the Celtics played.
Right.
So you add him with Shumpert. Shumpert's not the best, but he plays defense. He'll strap up. You put him and Crowder on the floor. Man, that's a defensive matchup for anybody that's very tough.
And the thing is, that now allows, with Jay Crowder, you don't have to have LeBron guarding Kevin Durant the whole time. You now can have Shumpert on him, you can have Crowder on him, and then that allows LeBron to be able to save some of that energy for doing what he does best. So, hopefully Isaiah Thomas can get healthy. His hip injury is kind of, to me, it's a little scary because you don't know how he's going to come back. And the Celtics, their training team was unsure if he was even going to get back. Whereas the Cavs are like, no, we're going to take another look. We're going to, diagnose what we can and figure out what we can do to get him back. But if he is able to get back to like 98%, he was even playing injured in this final game that he played in. If he can get back to like 98% and you know, the Cavs can kind of rest him a little bit as they do best, that's my team. That's a really tough group for the Warriors to be able to beat. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I mean, Isaiah, he had a long season. When did they lose? April?
Yeah.
March, April. And that's how many months it's been? 4 or 5 months. I mean, he'll be all right. He's tough. He got a little man syndrome. he's going to be good. I mean, I think
he does.
The Cavs would know to rest somebody if he's still injured. I'm pretty sure IT would tell him he's still injured. But, he probably wants to play to help the team out. But having a veteran like LeBron or Kevin Love, he really didn't have that too much. And with the Celtics, he might have had Al Horford, who's also a veteran. But, he didn't have that much veteranship along with him in the Celtics. So, I mean, I think if he's hurt, he'll tell somebody. Hopefully he would.
Right.
But those are the two top teams, the Celtics and Cleveland in the East. I see coming out. But also in the West, we got to talk about Paul George. He left Indiana.
All right, 30 seconds on Paul George. What do you got?
I love Paul George. I like his game.
Okay.
I didn't think he was going to go to the Thunder with Westbrook, but hey, what did I know?
Yeah.
I guess if he wants to play with Westbrook, I think that's a good move. But I'd rather see him go back home to LA because I think LA's in the big.
Right.
They're the big come up. They got something plotting. Magic Johnson. He's not stupid. He's under investigation for some dumb stuff now.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the team, building a team, I don't think he's stupid. He knows what he's doing. I think Paul George and Westbrook, they may get along, they may not.
Okay.
But is he under contract for 1 year? So he might just leave regardless. He's going to try something new.
All right. Well, you know what? Unfortunately, we are out of time, Terrance. And we should have maybe stopped talking about you sooner so we could have gotten to the hot stuff. Just kidding. But, Terrance, thank you for joining us on our show this morning. It's been great talking about your background, but also getting into the NFL and the NBA a little bit to talk about our predictions for the top teams. Cavs, Eagles. Let's go. As always, you guys can find us on RVNTV.tv, mornings at 9 a.m., Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, right here, and I hope to see you there. Terrance Dixon, thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Renee Washington. No problem. And we will see you next time.